Glory be to the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
As it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay, good morning, everyone. Let's first establish the quorum. Me as the chairman, Sir Alan Imperial as vice chairman. Good morning, sir.
Good, sir.
The regular members, Sir Buddy, chief of maintenance. Good morning, sir. Sir Mike, chief of construction. Good morning, sir. Ma'am Fanny, the OIC chief of quality assurance. Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am Lan, provisional member, the chief of the planning. Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am Eva, the procurement engineer. Good morning, ma'am. At our observers, good morning. Back secretariat and TWG members, our live viewers, and to all present here today. Good morning. I will be opening the bids for contract ID number 24FA0066 this morning, May 6, 2025. But before we proceed, let us first verify. I will open first the bid box.
Check the e-read.
Buksan mo. Ini, sino to?
Ay,
Before we proceed, may you first read the result of the eligibility check. Based on evaluation of the information about legal, technical, and financial capabilities as indicated in the contractor's information of the bidders as recorded in our computerized registry of contractors of civil work, the requirements of the above-mentioned contract as indicated in the contract profile submitted by the DPWH Albay First Engineering Office, we find following bidders eligible to participate in the bidding for the contract. Number 1, Tripartite Engineering and Construction, CKR Construction Supply, JB, Shell Construction and Supply, Soraya Construction and Supply, 8AR Construction and Development Corporation, SBM Builders, L3 Luz Construction Services, Oriol Construction. On the other hand, on the same evaluation, we find the following bidders ineligible to participate in the bidding for the contract. Bidders' name are number 1, Hydrocor Construction. The reason, work experience category does not match to the contract profile. And number 2, Omega Contracting and Development Corporation. Pickup registration particular is not valid. Okay, let us not proceed with our opening of the technical components of the first bidder.
clean of bid documents for 24FA0066. Construction of 2-story, 8-classroom school building in TABACO National High School, Barangay PANAL, TABACO City, Albay, with the ABC of 29,850,000 pesos, with a contract duration of 150 calendar days. Date of opening, May 6, 2025. Time starts at 10:35 a.m. First bidder, L3 Luz Construction Services. Field job registration. These are what going projects, SLCC, Pamubid BSD. Sign and authorize. Organizational chart. List of personnel with qualification date. The personnel affidavit of commitment to work on the contract project engineer. Rosel M. Loril, sign and authorize. With PE accreditation. And PRC license. Project Manager Eric Castillo, sign and authorized. Materials Engineer Grigel Bordeos. Sign and authorized with PRC license and ME accreditation. Safety Officer Antoinette Luz Bio, sign and authorized with certificate. Foreman Edwin Aison, sign and authorized. Statement of availability of key personnel. List of equipment to be assigned to the project. Owned and leased. Proof of ownership. Availability of equipment. Contract of lease of equipment. Omnibus and unauthorized. DO9, sign and authorized. NFCC. DO9.
The technical components of submitted by L3 Laws, Construction and Services is passed.
Bidder, 8R Construction and Development Corporation. Rules of registration. List of ongoing projects. SLCC. Promobate BSD, sign and authorized. Organizational chart. List of personnel with their qualification data. Statement of availability of key personnel and equipment. Key personnel affidavit of commitment to work on the contract. Project Manager Arnold Bermundo, sign and authorized. Project Engineer Wilfredo Bigol, sign and authorized with PRC license and PE accreditation. Materials Engineer RJ Matas, sign and authorized with PRC license and ME accreditation. Safety Officer Roderick Belista, sign and authorized with certificate. Foreman Joel Bermas, sign and authorized. List of equipment to be assigned to the project, owned and leased. Proof of ownership. Lease contract agreement. DO11. DO138. Omnibus, sign and authorized. DO9. And FCC.
The technical proposal submitted by 8R Construction Development Corporation is passed.
Next bidder, SBM Builder. Field job registration. List of ongoing projects, SLCC. Of license. Form of bid, BSD, signed and authorized. Organizational chart. List of personnel with their qualification data. Statement of availability of key personnel. Key personnel affidavit of commitment to work on the contract. Project manager. Salaman Mangka, the second. Signed and authorized. Project engineer ng Ruden Merauto, signed and authorized. With PRC license and PE accreditation. Materials engineer Elmer Pilino, signed and authorized with PRC license and ME accreditation. Foreman or the first aider, Rudy Yuwa, signed and authorized. Safety officer Johaira Mangka, signed and authorized with certificate. List of equipment to be assigned to the project, owned and under leased. Statement of availability of major construction equipment. Proof of ownership. Lease contract of equipment.
Sige.
Lease contract of equipment. DEO 11. Omnibus. Signed and authorized. NFCC and DO 9.
The technical proposal of SBM Builders SPAS.
Next bidder, Shear Construction and Supply. Bill Jeps District. List of ongoing project, SLTC. Pick-up license. Form of bid. PSD, signed and authorized. Organizational chart. List of personnel with their qualification date. Key personnel affidavit and commitment to work on the contract. Project manager, Sheila A. De Los Santos, signed and authorized. Project engineer Mario Poduna, signed and authorized. With PRC license and PA accreditation. Materials engineer Jonathan Aparion, signed and authorized. With PRC license and ME certificate. Foreman Romeo Cabral Dasco, signed and authorized. Safety officer Dominador Jimenez, signed and authorized with certificate. Piece of equipment to be assigned to the project, owned, under lease, and under purchase agreement. DO 11. Proof of ownership. Statement of availability of equipment. Lease contract of agreement of the equipment. Purchase agreement of the equipment. DO 11. Omnibus. Signed and authorized. DO 9. NFCC.
The technical proposal submitted by Shear Construction and Supply SPAS.
Here. Celera Construction and Supply. Bill Jeps registration. List of ongoing projects. SLCC. Pick-up license. From a bid BSD, signed and authorized organizational chart. Statement of availability of key personnel. List of personnel with their qualification data. Key personnel affidavit of commitment to work on the contract. Project manager Ana Marie Padilla, signed and authorized. Project engineer James Huxley Villarosa, signed and authorized. with PRC license and PE accreditation. Materials Engineer Manny M. Lindo, signed and authorized with ME accreditation and PRC license. Foreman William Bernardo Jr., signed and authorized. Safety Officer Eugene Padilla, signed and authorized with certificate. List of equipment to be assigned to the project. Under list of contract. This agreement of the equipments. DEO 11. This contract. DEO 11. DEO 9. NFCC. Omnibus and unauthorized.
A technical proposal submitted by Solera Construction and Supply Funds.
Next bidder, Oriol Construction. Oriol Construction. In-depth illustration. Piece of ongoing project, SLCC. Pick-up license for bid BSD and unauthorized. Organization chart. List of personnel with their qualification data. Yung po list. The personnel to be assigned to the contract with the qualification data. Project Manager Arvin Bolaños Padilla, signed and authorized. Project Engineer Emil Francie Malaki, signed and authorized with PRC license. Materials Engineer Walter Bongano, signed and authorized with PRC license and ME certificate. Diba sir, pag building, need ang PE accreditation. Sir Mike. Tama, building, PE accreditation kailangan.
Roads and
Building. Wait lang. Safety Officer Dayson Cario, signed and authorized with certificate. So this is to note, ino-note lang po namin sir, na wala siyang PE accreditation attached. So,
ano pa yan?
Insufficient. Lack of documents. Nagka-ipon siya sa kwan. Kailang pong resulta. May meron na pero except building sa O, ay, payment.
Ah, sige, ATV 10.
Ang payment ang close, okay.
Ano nga, hindi ito. Ay, hindi ko na Permanent series of 2024. Kasi may DEO 227 baby na. DEO 227 series of 2024. Ang required lang is building and bridge. Kailangan may PE accreditation. DEO 227 series of 2020.
For building projects,
And bridge.
dapat report ang accredited.
Oh. DEO 227 po. 227, so 227. Ay, hindi na. Oo. 118, lahat series required. Superseded siya ng DEO 227 na ang building and bridge lang. Okay? 227, series of 2020. Basta sa chin.
Okay.
Sorry po. Mr. Chair,
The technical proposal submitted by Oriol Construction is failed due to ITB number 4,
10.4.
10.4, non-submission of accreditation of
Project engineer.
project engineer per DO 227 series of 2024.
Dumala sa fail.
Ay, sa financial.
So, ano na, bigli lang, di ka tingkit ang repair mo. Ayan lang, bigli lang kita mo.
Next bidder is Hydrocor Construction. But Hydrocor Construction is upon the eligibility check, the work experience category does not match to the contract profile. So, but based on the ITV, Mr. Chair, since the required pickup license for this contract is small b, and on the ITB clause 3, number 3, point B, completion of similar contract costing at least 50% of the ABC. However, that contract under small a and small b categories without similar experience on the contract to be bid may be allowed to bid if the cost of such contract is not more than the allowable range of contract costs of their legislation based on the guidelines as prescribed by the PCAB.
Let us proceed.
So we can proceed to the
Let us proceed for the evaluation of the technical upon it is submitted by Hydrocor Construction.
Okay, sir. So, Hydrocor Construction. Field depth registration. Pickup license. Tax clearance, business permit, or the mayor's permit, DIR. Fees of ongoing projects, SLCC. Promobit, BSD, sign and authorized organizational chart. Statement of availability of key personnel and equipment. List of key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their application data. Key personnel affidavit to complete the work on the contract, project manager, Marvin Verdijo, signed and authorized. Project Engineer Kim I. Bibaliano, signed and authorized with PRC license and PA accreditation. Materials Engineer Dominic Bumbales, signed and authorized with PRC license and ME accreditation. Safety Officer Aulo Benito Galan, signed and authorized with certificate. Foreman Martil Verdico, signed and authorized. Lease of equipment to be assigned to the project, owned and under lease. Proof of ownership. DEO 11, DEO 9, lease, contract of lease, omnibus, and authorized NFCC.
The technical proposal submitted by Hydrocore Construction is passed.
Next bidder is Omega Contracting and Development Corporation. Based on the eligibility check, contracting. Omega Contracting and Development Corporation. Based on the eligibility check, Omega Contracting and Development Corporation is failed due to the pickup registration in particular is not valid.
Expired na expired.
Expired.
It's nakalagay valid until is April 24, 2025. So I will check first the pickup license submitted by Omega Contracting. Based on the pickup license submitted by Omega Contracting and Development Corporation, the registration date is April 7, 2025, and the validity period of this registration is April 7, 2025 to April 24, 2028. Hindi po expired dito sa submitted.
2028.
Yes.
Okay, let us proceed. But however, let us remind the contractor to update their pickup license on the website. Let us proceed.
I will proceed to the evaluation of technical components of Omega Contracting and Development Corporation. Field Jobs registration. Section duty, mayor's permit, tax clearance, license, list of ongoing projects, bumibid BSD, signed and authorized. Organizational chart, list of person with the qualification data.
Hindi pwede mo pay.
Key personnel affidavit of commitment to work on the contract project manager, Omar of Femia, signed and authorized. Project engineer, Larin Martinez, signed and authorized with PRC license and MPA accreditation. Materials engineer, Maria Lorraine Satueto of Femia, signed and authorized with PRC license and ME accreditation. Foreman, Arnel Montuya, signed and authorized. Safety Officer, Judy of Femia, signed and authorized with certificate. List of equipment to be assigned to the project. 11 under own and contract list. Proof of ownership. Equipment rental agreement. Contract of lease of equipments. DO 9. DO 11. Omnibus, signed and authorized. NFCC.
A technical proposal submitted by Omega Contracting and Development Corporation.
Next bidder is CKR Construction and Supply. Pwede.
Wala sa
Pero,
tabi. Wala na tabi. Wala. Hindi. Ano?
Eh, naman ito. Naka-loose.
hindi pala. Next bidder is ZKR Construction and Supply or Tripartite Engineering and Construction Joint Venture. This is the acknowledged, Mr. Chair, that the submitted documents by this contractor is have a loose copies.
Okay.
Noted.
Maano nila. Na kung may misplaced, madaig ka
In
mabasa.
the case na may hindi ka nabasa na misplaced, hindi natin kasalanan. Since it is not binding.
Special contract license, pickup license, special pickup license, field registration, ang live.
Pero mo sa camera.
Iba. BPI, mayor's permit. Nahirapan ako. Registration, tripartite. BPI. Feasible ongoing project. It's LCC. With DSB, semi-authorized organizational chart. List of personnel with their qualification date. List of contractors, key personnel to be assigned to the project. Key personnel for the commitment to work on the contract. Project manager, Jude Buaraw, semi-authorized. Project engineer Kenneth Navarro, semi-authorized. With PRC license. Fields engineer Mary Joy David, semi-authorized. With PRC license and ME certificate. Foreman Wilson Gumilos, semi-authorized. Safety Officer Declan May Haranillo, semi-authorized. First Aider Rizal Joy Negrete,
Sige na. FPA.
Statement of availability of major construction equipment. Lease contract agreement. Of the equipment. Omnibus, semi-notarized. Live na po. Ang Gerardo. Ano ba, Ben? NFCC. 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 Affidavit of Site Inspection. DEO 9. Dulo. Swap. May click ha? Click ang pagpipit. Ang pagpipit na. Para lang.
Click na ito.
Ay. Pagpipit makainig. Pagalo. Magtinda. Pagpipit na answer. Bigbilig eh.
The technical proposal submitted by ZKR Construction and Supply and Tripartite Engineering and Construction Joint Venture is passed.
Day na po. Day naman ito madam.
Technical evaluation of this contract shows out of 9 bidders, 8 passed and 1 failed the initial evaluation. So let us now proceed to opening financial documents of bidders who passed the preliminary evaluation for contract ID 24FA066. Ma'am Chair.
Opening of the financial documents for 24FA0066. L3 Loose Construction Services. Bid form. Signed. Bill of quantity signed. Detailed estimate. Summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 29,276,235 pesos and 49 centavos.
The financial proposal submitted by L3 Loose Construction Services is passed.
Next bidder. HR Construction and Development Corporation. form signed. Quantities signed with the estimate. Cash flow with amount 29,270,956 pesos and 9 centavos.
A financial proposal submitted by AR Construction Response.
Next bidder, SBM Builders. Builder. Reform, sign, summary of prices, bill of quantities, sign, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices, cash flow, with amount 29,609,737 pesos and 41 centavos.
A financial proposal submitted by SBM Builders SPAS.
Next bidder is here, construction and supply. Bid form, sign, summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, sign, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount 29,572,352 pesos and 37 centavos.
Financial proposal submitted by Share Construction and Supply SPAS.
Bidder is Celera Construction and Supply. Bid form, sign, the summary of bid prices, sign, bill of quantity, sign, detailed estimate, cash flow, bid amount 29,372,406 pesos and 11 centavos.
A financial proposal submitted by Solera Construction SPAS.
Bidder, Hydrofor Construction. Bid form, sign, yung quantities, sign with the estimate, cash flow, bid amount 29,457,622 pesos and 51 centavos. 29,457,622 51 centavos.
A financial proposal submitted by Hydrofor Construction SPAS.
Next bidder, Omega Contracting and Development Corporation. Bid form, sign, bill of quantities, sign, detailed estimate, cash flow, bid amount 29,253,789 pesos.
financial proposal of Omega Contracting and Development Corporation is passed.
Next bidder or the last bidder. KKR Construction and Supply or Tripartite Engineering Construction Joint Venture. Bid form signed. Summary bid prices. Bill of quantities. Signed. Summary of unit prices. Cash flow. Bid amount. 29,809,737 pesos and 41 centavos.
The financial proposal submitted by ZAICR Construction and Supply, Tripartite Engineering and Construction, JB, is passed.
The lowest bidder for this contract for FA0066 is Omega Contracting and Development Corporation with a bid amount of 29,253,789 pesos as read.
The financial evaluation result for contract ID 24FA066 will still be submitted to further evaluation and post-qualification to determine the lowest responsive bid. With that, we end our meeting today, our meeting today, May 6, 2025. Thank you everyone, and God bless us all. Good morning.